So the way that the statute reads is that they have to register in the jurisdiction in which the conviction occurred, right? This is a federal offense, and there's no federal registry. And if you look at SORNA, when
But if the conviction occurs in New Jersey, right, it's a federal court in New Jersey.
Because when you look at SORNA, right, SORNA requires someone to register in the jurisdiction in which they live, work, or go to school. They define jurisdiction as a state, right? And so.
But in the chief's hypothetical, you have a federal conviction in New Jersey, and then they register in New Jersey because that's the place where they live or work or whatever the third thing was. So now you're registered in a foreign jurisdiction, are you not?
You're registering but that's the conviction is coming out of federal court, right?
I understand, but you're still, I think the point that you're hearing is that New Jersey is itself a jurisdiction and you are registered there. So if you move to New York, why aren't you subject to the foreign registration requirement?
The way that jurisdiction was interpreted with respect to the conviction being a foreign conviction, they consider the jurisdiction of federal, it being a federal offense as the jurisdiction, right?
Is that what the foreign registration clause says? Does it have to be the jurisdiction in which the conviction occurred?
Yes, that's what it says. It says in the jurisdiction in which the conviction occurred, and I could pull up the language exactly.
I have it. I'll look. You answered Judge Halligan's question.
It's not a general, where the person just has to register more generally. It says in which the conviction occurred, and I think that's important.
Well, it says in any other jurisdiction, right?
Right.
For which the offender is required to register as a sex offender in the jurisdiction in which the conviction occurred. You've got any other jurisdiction, and then at the end, jurisdiction in which the conviction occurred.
Right, and I think
it can't possibly be read at all as
I don't think
potentially two separate jurisdictions?
That's not how I would read the statute. I also believe that Mr. Sherlock's designation violates the equal protection due process clauses of the Constitution. The state is treating two groups of similarly situated people differently. Group one is a New York residents with non-New York registerable nonviolent sex offenses, and the second group are New York residents with New York registerable nonviolent sex offenses. Group one is being required to designate, and group two is not. The purpose of SORA is to protect the public. So if the government felt that you need the designation to protect the public, then group two would be required to designate as well, and it's not. And this, with respect to due process, it's the same argument in that there's no rational basis for requiring Mr. Sherlock to register as sexually violent simply because his nonviolent conviction occurred in another jurisdiction.
Thank you.